Welcome back to
So
another
satisfying.
episode of the Keeping It 100 podcast. Today we have Spilt
Water.
and water.
We got a special guest today you want to introduce?
I do. Today we have my wonderful fiancé, Katrina Coyle, soon to be Katrina Mitchell. Yeah, that's right.
The long-awaited part 2.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
But yeah, that's right. That's right, boys and girls. She's mine.
And girls.
And girl, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, you never know who you never know. Just making sure.
And with that being said, icebreaker time.
You got one?
Oh, yeah. What is your go-to karaoke song?
Oh, my. Oh, man. I don't even know.
That's a good question.
I don't know.
Mine is... There's
Oh,
a
yeah.
lot of them.
We all
but
know
my
what yours is.
go-to is Baby by Justin Bieber. If not that, it's What Makes You Beautiful by One Direction.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
a good one.
There, I could keep going with a whole list, but those are my two like top go-tos.
I don't even know. Do you have one?
I never do karaoke.
Well, you will at the Keepin' It 100 birthday bash.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I
Yep,
played Just
over it.
Dance a lot, and I would always go
Oh,
for the
yeah.
Jonas Brothers.
I love Just Dance. My
Or
favorite.
maybe it was One Direction.
My favorite Just Dance one was the Satisfaction song.
Yeah.
Because I just like it was like you know like doing this and stuff is cool. I just thought it was cool. But I don't know. I think my go-to karaoke song is probably like Drummer Boy or something by Justin Bieber.
Yeah.
I don't
We
know.
love the Biebs.
Anyways, that's what
Yeah.
I have.
Probably anything in like the 2000s, like like early 2000s, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Peak songs.
yeah, those are good songs. All of them are, quite frankly, amazing.
Yeah, glorious.
So, anyways, yeah, that's our go-to karaoke songs. That's a good question. That's a very good
Spilt.
question. Oh man. Well, today, you're talking about your testimony and your
Yep.
story.
Well, okay, so I guess just to start off, my dad is the youth pastor at our church, little chapel.
Ron Dog.
Yo. And so, how old was I? Let's say,
Let's start off with where you came from. I don't know if we talked about that in the first one. Where did you come from actually? Like where'd you grow up? Grow
me
up.
and my family are originally from California. And we moved over here.
Except for Gavin and Libby, they're actually from
That's true. My little brother and sister, they are from here.
here. They're not Californians.
Yeah, they're outcasts. No, so we're originally from California. We moved over here when I was 5, but it didn't really feel like I moved over here that first few years because we were constantly back in California, like visiting our family. So it was like 3 trips a year. We would go over there.
Dang.
Yeah, at least that's what I remember. At least 2.
Yeah.
So yeah, we were over there a lot, and then, just kind of we just stopped going.
Yeah.
So especially once we had the twins,
Oh yeah.
it was
I
like
had to
impossible.
Put a damper on that. For
Yeah.
Sure.
So, but yeah, I'm originally from California, so is my family. But yeah, so making friends over here was hard. Over here, it was like, oh, well, nobody knows us now, and so nobody wanted to be our friends. So that was a little harder, especially for Evan.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, how old
so-
was he when you guys moved over? Was it like 8, 7 or 8?
Man, he was. Let's see. If I was in preschool, then when we came over here, I was like in kindergarten. Which preschool in California, I already knew how to like write my name. I knew my numbers, like everything. And then kindergarten over here, all I did was color. That's literally my mom would be like, "So what'd you do today?" I colored. That's it. Yeah.
School system over
Okay.
here is failing us. That's for sure.
Honestly.
Big L.
Yeah. So,
Womp to the womp womp.
yeah, it's like my knowledge went and then back to just
Square one.
yeah. Back to testimony. My first real encounter with God was somewhere in elementary school, maybe 4th grade. We were doing a worship night, and everybody was having like a real raw encounter with Christ. And I remember Lydia, Lydia. And I'm walking in, and because I just kind of felt called to go up, and I look over, and I remember it so clearly. She's there, and she's like sobbing, and just like crying out to God. And I'm looking around the room, and all these other people are crying. Someone else is on the floor, just kind of like fully like giving himself to God, not like standing out in a way, being crazy, but just like humbling himself before God. And I look over to Lydia again, and it was like almost empathy or something like skyrocketed in me, it was, I believe that night I was given a gift, and I mean, ultimately I ended up later on in my life, I couldn't handle it anymore, and so I honestly, I admitted out loud that I didn't want the gift anymore, and it was taken away from me. But anyway, so that night, I see Lydia's face, and it broke something in me, or maybe healed something in me, I guess. I was growing as a person, basically, and I start sobbing, and it was my first real encounter with Christ, and I realized just like who he was and what he felt like, because as a kid, like, you just read the stories, you're like, oh, whatever, but it was like I actually felt him for once. And it brought tons of tears to my eyes. I was crying, but it was like it was definitely not like a sadness cry, it was just like,
it was joyful,
like, oh gracious God, like you are real, so that was cool. But my mom shortly ended that. Mom and I do like cleaning stuff, and so I work with her, and so she brought me, she's like, hey, we have to go, and I was like, I'm not ready, and she's like, why are you crying? And she brought me in the car, and I had to tell her in the car, she's like, oh, sorry. That's fine. So that was my first real encounter, and then I don't know, I felt like my faith was just kind of growing from there, knowing who he was. It was like a real maturity kind of grew in me that night, because like then the next year in 5th grade, like different decisions would come up, about like maybe start dating a guy or something that liked me, and I was like, no, you're not a Christian, not gonna do that. Not to mention my family wouldn't let me do that in 5th grade.
I was gonna say 5th grade's crazy.
Yeah, crazy.
Woo.
But it was, just the fact that it was like I had this real encounter with Christ. I'm not gonna like do the little kid date thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, so stupid. So then from there in middle school, I was homeschooled 6th and 7th grade because my brother Evan, he. Are you making a 6-7 joke?
Yeah, he is.
I just was going.
Nice.
You said 6th, 7th grade. I look over. He's. I can almost feel it. I can almost feel him doing it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Continue.
Anyway, I was homeschooled because my brother like would come home every day, and when I was still in 5th grade, and he'd be like, Katrina, you understand, like middle school is hard. I just saw this guy get put into a dumpster today. I was like, what? What? You know?
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah. Also, and then you come on the next day, the same guy just got shoved into a locker. He was stuck in there all day. What? You know, like my little 5th grade brain's like, how could you do that to somebody? And so,
do we actually think that was all real?
Oh yeah, I did. I totally thought it was real because
No, I mean like not you specifically. Like, do we actually think that was actually happened?
No, he was lying.
Oh.
He was lying.
Come on, Evan.
Maybe some of the stories he'd come home with were real, but definitely
Kids are mean. It wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, it was, I don't know, stupid. He's just being a jerk, and I was like, I look back now and I asked my mom, I was like, why didn't you tell me that he's lying? She goes, I didn't want to get involved. So that was one of the main reasons why I was wanting to be homeschooled, was just because I was kind of scared of middle school.
Yeah.
Yep.
7th grade year, I don't know, I was just kind of bored and I kind of missed what friends I had.
Yeah.
So I went back 8th grade year, and it's funny because when I came back, everybody was like, oh my gosh, you came back from California. I was like, no, I was still here. They're like, oh, I thought you went back. Some girl came up to me and said, oh, I thought you died.
Oh.
Wow.
What? I still don't know if she was joking or not. She never told me.
I'm pretty sure she was. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy. But yeah, so then I don't know, that year I was trying to find myself, because being homeschooled for those 2 years, it was like, that's when Libby and Gamma were born, and I was kind of being like a second mother to them, so that was a big maturing process in me. And I don't know, I felt like I was kind of missing out on my childhood a little bit. So going back was nice. But it was hard because there were some situations like drama stuff that I was like, why are you dealing with that drama when you can easily walk away? Because I was spending so much time with my mom, she was rubbing off on me on her maturity, you know, so it was like, just walk away from that situation, Rebecca. You don't need to, you know, just break up with Tyler. It doesn't matter. And she's like, you don't understand. You know, whatever. What's wrong with you? So anyway, just silly stuff that was like, okay.
Stupid stuff.
Yeah. Then freshman year, I felt like I was living in Evan's shadow. Mostly, everybody just knew me as Evan's sister, and then the
Brock.
Yeah, Brock. Me and Brock
You're Evan's
became
sister's friend.
yeah.
That's so weird.
Yeah, we come in and the lady's like, "Oh, you're Evan's sister's friend," talking to Brock, and
Oh
yeah,
man, that was so funny.
that was hilarious. That was like, yeah, that's right. You're Evan's sister's friend. Stay down there. I'm up here. You know?
Yep.
So that was fun. But yeah, so freshman year was just kind of like, I don't know. I was trying to do my best at school and keep up with just, you know, like smarter kids, whatever. I felt very behind because I struggled with reading. I was never good at math or anything. I never wanted to try at math. I thought it was all stupid, of course, which was, you know, it screwed me over in the long run because, like, now I don't know my times tables. So, yeah. But, yeah, so it was hard freshman year. I felt very timid. Yeah. But then something later that year, maybe over the summer, I don't remember the exact timeline, but something kind of worked in me in a negative way. It was like I'm thinking I was being oppressed, not possessed, oppressed.
There's a
huge
difference.
There's a huge difference.
Quite frankly, it's huge.
Yeah.
The difference is huge.
Basically, I was getting a lot of these thoughts of because constantly, like, throughout my life, like, freshman year, trying to be smarter than who I was, and there was nothing wrong with that, but it was just, I was trying to keep up with people that I couldn't really keep up with. And then, you know, middle school, I felt more like a mom to people. And then elementary school, I felt, I don't know, just like there's just a huge maturity in me because of that encounter with Christ and knowing there is a black and a white for right and wrong. And I felt like my peers didn't know that. And so I had all these thoughts of, you know, you're not someone who you say you are. You're telling yourself you're this happy, like, go lucky person, positive all the time. That's not you. You're faking it. Which, in all truthness, I was. For a long extent, I was faking being happy. I wasn't happy. And I think that was some family problems, which is hard to remember what was going on because it's all a blur. Which I got depression, like, really bad from these thoughts and being oppressed, basically. And so everything's really foggy. It's weird. I have, like, memory loss in that area.
I think that's honestly kind of a God thing too. You know, it's not like
it's
like
your
your
brain.
because then, you know, with those bad times, sometimes it's good not to remember some of it.
Yeah, but it's good to remember the gist of it. That way you don't fall back into it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's true.
But anyway, so just having these thoughts of you're faking being someone that's not you, and so just be you, which is this sad, angry, lonely person. Just be you. Stop faking it. And so slowly inside, I was shifting into this very dark, negative person. But I was still trying to fake it on the outside. I was still struggling with that because I didn't want people to know. It was like on the inside, like, I'm gonna stop lying to myself. I'm gonna stop, you know, pretending to be okay when I'm not okay. So, you know, like stuff my mom would always say, which, like, I love her. She just didn't understand what she was saying, how it affects people sometimes, where she was just saying, like, when I have a negative emotion, you know, and I get angry, she'd be like, that's not you. Don't act like that. That's not you. You're my happy little girl. And so growing up, I would learn to bottle up my emotions. That was a big thing. And so I was trying to learn how to unbottle up my emotion, and not just from her. Other people would also say things like that would cause me to bottle it up. Yeah. And I also got that from my dad. My dad's very good at bottling up his emotions, which is probably from things that happened in his life as well. But it was just kind of a thing. So anyway, so I was trying to learn how to not bottle up my emotions, but in turn I was just showing all my negative. And so very quickly, sophomore year, I began to shift into this just negative presence, you know, and like, no joy at all. I was just done, maxed out, like, no joy. Dark clothing, like, average depressed person, like, average. I got
like touching the line of emo kind of stuff.
Yeah, for sure. Oh yeah, like,
I remember that time of your life.
I would wear guys' clothes, all dark clothing, guys' clothes. Chain. I wore a chain. Like, totally different person. And I thought that was me. I thought that was who I really was. Like, honestly, I gaslit myself. And I thought there was nothing wrong with me. Like, I really thought that's who I was supposed to be, and everybody who was against me, telling me that's not me, was the enemy. Like, they're not accepting me, and so, like, I'm not even gonna talk to you anymore. Like, I don't like you, you know? how dare you say that about me? Like, I don't know. So, I ended up, the next year, what's happened? Junior year?
Yeah.
So, junior year, like, I'm convincing my family, basically, that this is truly me. Like, my mom, she talked to me, she was like, when you would tell me that this is truly you, like, you were totally gaslighting me, because I started to think maybe I'm the one, like, overthinking it. Maybe this is her. And it's like, man, that's kind of scary that I was able to do that, you know? That's the completely, like, 180, like, change, and then be able to convince people, you know, like, that's scary. And so, but my mom was still trying to help me. Like, she would very, like, easily, subtly try and be like, hey, like, are you okay? Do you need anything? You want to talk about something? And I was like, there's nothing to talk about. Like, I'm fine, you know? And there's people in the church trying to help me, and I would just have the same response, like, it's fine, there's nothing wrong with me, this is me. And then I kind of realized, like, things got so bad to where, like, I had no emotion. Like, I barely felt anything. People could hardly get a reaction out of me. Like, I was just so numb to emotion. Because instead of now expressing everything, I tend to now is bottling everything up. Mm-hmm. It was like, well, everybody is telling me that there's something wrong with me, and so I'm just going to hide in this box. And that's what I was doing. And so it was like nobody could get to me, and I was just in this little world by myself, just getting through life. But because I was so numb to emotion, I craved a feeling of something. Like, I wanted to feel something. Mm. And so I'd get these thoughts of hurting myself, and which I did. Not to, like, kill myself, but just to feel something. And pain was something that I could feel. And so I'd use anything. I would use a paper clip, a thumbtack, like anything, like scraping my hand, my arm, my fingernails were a big thing. I would, like, pick my hands and stuff until I bled. I mean, I did a lot of things. And that's just kind of how I coped whenever I got really upset, you know? But I didn't know how to show it because I couldn't cry also. I couldn't cry. And so it would kind of help relieve some of the things I was feeling inside, since I couldn't release that through crying. Yeah. So it was weird. Like, I physically couldn't cry. It didn't matter how sad I was. Like, I couldn't get tears out of my eyes. It was weird. But eventually, somewhere down the line, I reached this breaking point, and I just kind of have this realization that I maybe am not myself. Like, maybe this isn't me.
And this was sometime junior year, wasn't it, when you had this realization? I think it was.
It was the third year. Yeah.
That's junior year,
yeah. Yeah. So, and I was like, oh, man. And I don't remember what exactly
triggered that.
Yeah, triggered that, because I honestly thought that was me, you know? So I don't remember what made me realize that, but I did. It was probably just God, you know? And so I was like, okay, I need to get better. So I was trying to do it by myself, of course. I didn't want to admit defeat to people, saying, hey, actually, I need help. I didn't want to do that. I was like, I can do it by myself. It's fine. I don't need people's help. What are they going to do? You know? Yeah. Oh, you're okay. You know, whatever. I don't need that, you know? Yeah. So I tried by myself for, half of that year. I don't know. Close to the end of that year. I don't know. It's hard to remember. Yeah. I couldn't do it myself, obviously. And so I remember there's one night in my mom's car, and I finally open up to her or something, and she just is like, I'm worried about you. You know, she's saying this to me. I'm worried about you. And I know you think that this version of you is you, but it's not. You're not this sad, depressed girl, you know? And I was like, it's not. It's not. And so I kind of accepted help from her a little bit.
Yeah.
But mostly from God. I had to open up my heart to him again. Because I was in this presence, or I guess, I don't know how to explain it. I was just in this mindset of I can do it by myself, that I blocked God off from my life, basically.
Yeah.
But I wasn't denying him. I was just denying his help, you know? And so, like, I was still, like, if people ask me, like, are you Christian? Yeah. Would you like to talk about it? You know, like, talk to you about God, Christ. I was like an emo Christian. It was weird. But you can only go so, like, it was like I had the knowledge of Christ, and I know what he did for me, but now I'm not going to accept his help. And so it was like that emotional, spiritual connection wasn't there anymore with him. And so that's a little weird to think about sometimes. It's like, I don't know, that part I still wonder if I was, like, saved, I guess, in that moment. I don't know. It was weird.
Yeah, it's kind of like a gray area. I don't know.
Yeah.
Not
I don't know.
sure.
But anyway, I end up opening myself up to him and accepting his help. And that was a slow process. But
Took about a year, I think.
Yeah, it took a while. But senior year, after maybe halfway through that year, I was different, but I was way better.
Yeah.
And that's when I started doing CEO that year. And so it pushed me to be more outgoing, which was honestly really good for my depression and getting over it. It helped keep my mind off things, you know? It just kind of forced me to get better quickly.
Yeah.
Which was good. But yeah.
Yeah.
So, and then doing pottery all throughout high school was good. So it kind of led me, maybe it led me back to God. I don't know. Something about, like, doing art and stuff like that was the only peaceful time I really had.
Yeah.
It was the only time I felt like I wasn't thinking about anything else, whether that's hurting myself or just in the situation I was in or the mindset, you know? Yeah, so, and then I graduate, I do pottery, now I have a small business that's on hold currently.
Yeah.
So,
when did you start doing pottery? Do you remember?
It was the first year that I started high school.
Okay.
Your freshman year?
Yeah, that freshman year. Yeah. I don't know when during freshman year, but I'd say it's probably pretty early on. I found the wheel. My art teacher was like, "Hey, I don't know how to do it, but if you want to teach yourself, you can." You know, like,
and
okay.
then you were teaching the teacher.
Yep, taught my teacher, and then she was learning, and then she wanted me to teach a class, which I wasn't ready for, but did that.
You were the teacher.
And then by my senior year, she started a ceramics program, and they had a little like classroom area in the shop.
Yeah.
And
You should have been on like a painting or something, like a thing hung up, like a picture. Like, she started this.
She started this. Yeah. Exactly. Look at a plaque.
Yes. El Dorado's best potter.
El Dorado's best pot dealer.
Yeah, I remember when we did we would do these it's called like Super Bowl. It's soup and bowl. It's Super Bowl.
Super Bowl.
Yeah. And so my art teacher wanted me to make like most of the bowls. And so this is when I was still learning, and so it took me so long to make the bowls. But I had to make most of them. And that year, it was like huge. So many people were going.
It was huge.
It was huge.
Quite frankly.
Everybody took my bowls. They're like, hey, yeah. Eating soup out of them, you know.
What'd you do with them? Did they keep them?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah,
sad.
so they pay for the bowl, and then they get
cool.
their soup, and then they eat and sit down.
Nice.
Yeah. And then the next year that I think I did it, I was on the news too for that.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
for the first year. That's right. I was on the news.
That's right. Didn't you like show the news lady how to do something?
Yeah. She wanted me to show her on the wheel, which I was so nervous. I had my dad there with me.
I don't think I was able to watch it, but I remember hearing about it. Like, dang it, I didn't see it. So I watched it.
I was like not on the news for that long. All they did was be like, "Oh, this is how you do it," or whatever. And they cut out my voice, so they were talking over me. They're like, this girl, age, I don't know,
16 probably.
No, I was like 17.
Oh, were you? Okay.
Yeah, because we started that either junior year or senior. Oh yeah, junior year.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like, this girl, does pottery, whatever, and here
So
she
they
is
really-
now,
They really cut your voice out though?
Yeah.
You didn't talk at all?
The only time I talked was when I was talking about the bowls. They wanted me to explain what inspired me to make the bowls. A due date.
What inspired you to make these? My teacher told me to for an event.
She's using my talent. No, I was more than happy to do it. It was just like, how am I supposed to answer that question? And she asked about the glazes. She's like, what glaze is your favorite? I was like,
White.
that's fine.
Yeah,
So
she's
how
famous.
did you start your pottery business? What year was that? Was that after you graduated?
Oh, well, because of the ceramic program, senior year, at the end of that year, my business was like launched because we did
the CEO stuff?
the end of the year like trade show thing
Yeah.
that they do at SAC, and so that was my first like
remember.
show that I did and I set up at.
I bought a mug and a bowl
Yeah,
and then a mug for my mom.
yeah.
That's good.
I always hated when you buy my stuff.
That was ultimate Riz right there.
Yeah, he was trying to riz.
No, he would always buy my stuff. He'd come to my trade shows and he would like buy my stuff, and I was like, "Don't buy my stuff," like this is not winning you any points. It's just making me nervous, like I don't know.
Well, I remember when all of us started hanging out, we ended up coming to your trade show somewhere and got a bunch of your stuff, and you're like, "No,
Yes.
no,
No.
no."
Because it was like, I don't know, something about the thought of like, you don't actually want that stuff. You're just trying to support me. Like, don't give me your support and money. Like, don't do that. I feel like a bad friend.
Did want your stuff.
I don't know. I feel like a bad
I
friend.
genuinely want that bowl. I still use it today. I wanted that bowl. That was a good bowl.
This was probably only 6 months ago, but you still wouldn't let me buy anything.
I know.
I was sitting
feel
here trying to
bad.
buy something, and she's like, "No."
I don't want to take your money. I feel bad.
Anytime she doesn't like, can I buy one of your things?
You don't even buy my things. We're married. I can just make you whatever.
I know. Well, yeah. But I'm talking about like your last couple of trade shows.
Yeah, you're
I
not
still
gonna
want to buy stuff.
buy my stuff. It's weird. I don't know.
I like
Something
it.
about my friends
I
buying
like-
my stuff makes me
I like
uncomfortable.
good
It's like,
pottery.
don't do that.
So what if I send Tammy to buy the stuff?
I guess. But I don't know. Something, I don't know. I feel wrong taking my friend's
Yeah.
money. It's like, it's not nice. I almost feel like you're just doing it out of pity. Like, don't pity me. I have customers. Don't.
So do you see this being like a long-term thing?
I'd like for it to be.
Yeah.
Whenever we get the place fixed up, I want to have my own shop over there in the garage, and then
Yeah.
I can actually ship finally.
Yeah.
And then maybe
being able to ship the items will definitely launch
Yeah.
it a lot more.
Nice.
Yeah.
That'll do good.
Ugh.
We got
Hopefully.
a little post office over there.
Yeah.
Itty bitty.
I'm gonna be putting them in business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. She'll be busy now.
For the amount of people who've asked me in the past, like if I ship, I'm thinking it'll probably be good. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
at least starting out, it should be good.
Yeah. I think so. Yeah. It's good. So.
Well, thank you so much for coming on. It was great. I didn't know like your story like that, so it was cool to get to hear that.
Yeah.
So thank you for coming on and being vulnerable. That was awesome.
Of course.
Good. Yeah.
It's hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the last two questions that we ask, keeping it 100 isn't just our name; it's our foundation. It's our motto. We got to keep it 100 with God. So how do you in your life keep it 100? Keep Christ in the center of your life.
I don't know. I guess trying to keep it 100 in general is something like this, like trying to be vulnerable. Is kind of hard. Like I can do that in smaller settings, but knowing this is gonna be like posted is kind of hard because it's like, oh, now I don't get to choose who I'm telling my testimony to. It's whoever decides to watch this. But there's peace in knowing that maybe if there's someone out there who maybe went through something like what I did, or just depression in general, that if they're still struggling with it, like there's definitely like hope that you can get out. It's just a mentality that you have to get out of first.
Yeah.
That was also something I didn't mention, was I felt so safe being depressed. I didn't want to be undepressed, like I wanted to stay.
I didn't want to be undepressed.
Yeah, I wanted to stay in my box because I was safe in my
Your
box,
little
even
bubble.
if it was causing me pain. I felt safe there because I knew what that pain felt like.
Yeah.
It was
It wasn't an unknown, but
Yeah,
being
exactly.
outside is an unknown area.
Yeah. So that was something too. So if anybody's struggling like that, like reach out or find somebody that's close to you that you can talk to. Just talking with anybody other than just yourself will definitely help speed up the process, and it won't last like 4 or 3 years like it did for me.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
You can ask the last question.
Any final thoughts? Doesn't even have to be something we talked about.
Final
thoughts, final opinions, or anything like that for the listeners.
Chocolate spilt's still my favorite.
If you needed to know that, now you know chocolate spilt is still her favorite. It's good. It's good.
Yeah.
So, all right.
Glorious. Well,
Glad
y'all,
frankly.
I hope you enjoyed this episode.
Heck yeah. I know I did.
Another great one. Quite frankly, the very long awaited part 2
Yes.
to the
Part
series. Quite frankly. But y'all, hope you enjoyed this episode. Like
Got a
you
lot
said,
more coming.
if you guys are anytime going through anything, reach out to somebody. If anything, reach out to us.
Because we're not just a podcast for you guys to watch. We're here to, for you guys to reach out.
Yep.
If you have questions or anything, literally just text us, whatever.
Yeah,
Because
pursuing that
that's what
social media ministry.
Yeah, that's what we're here for.
If you guys know us personally, text us, DM us, email us at keepinit100.pod@gmail.com. But just seek help when you need it.
Yeah.
So
It's the most important thing.
And if you know anybody that's going through it and it's not yourself, just offer love and support. Because even if they hate it, like what I did, they'll eventually turn around.
Yeah. Yeah. You never know. That one little spark of joy might be enough to relight the flame. So.
Come on. Well,
But, yeah.
thanks for tuning in to another episode of Keepin' It 100.
Oh, yeah.
Stay tuned and make sure
To
keep it 100.
Let's go!